If you want to be successful as a small business owner, you have to learn how to keep your head in the game. Otherwise, you'll start giving into the chatter in your mind. You'll end up getting stuck and you might even give up altogether. Hey there, I'm Amy Shield, time management and productivity coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. And today I'm going to talk about something that most people don't talk about, and that's the mental and emotional side of running a business. The truth is, it can be incredibly challenging to keep your head in the game as a small business owner or solopreneur. The good news is it's totally possible to change your mindset. Today, I'm sharing 5 strategies to help you learn how to keep your head in the game so that you can persevere in your entrepreneurial journey. For small business owners and entrepreneurs, it can be incredibly easy to get caught up in the day-to-day details. Focusing intensely on the impending success or failure of every tactic and strategy that you attempt can be a recipe for stress, burnout, and giving up altogether. Don't get me wrong, the short game matters. It's important to be invested in the tactics and strategies that you're employing in your business. However, I always encourage clients to play the short game in the context of the long game. In other words, keep it all in perspective. If this one marketing strategy doesn't work, that likely doesn't completely ruin your chances of achieving your long-term goal. Heck, if this one quarter or this one year or these 5 years don't work out the way you wanted, that probably still doesn't crush your goals. It might mean more challenges and more time and more effort, but it doesn't have to mean the end unless you decide that it does. Likewise, part of keeping your head in the game as a small business owner means choosing tactics and strategies that do align with your long-term vision and goals. That sometimes means ignoring the shiny new thing that everybody else is trying, or that genius advice from that marketing guru that doesn't really align with your goals and values. As a result, you'll make tactical and strategic decisions that are a better fit for you and your business in the long run. Now, are you always going to choose the right tactics and strategies, and is everything always going to work out for you? No, not at all. But if you choose ones that are more closely aligned, you can save yourself so much time, energy, and frustration because you're doing things that feel like a fit with you to begin with. So many small business owners and solopreneurs struggle to navigate so-called negative emotions. Some of the most common ones are self-doubt, fear of failure, fear of what other people will think, overwhelm, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and indecision. While most people might think of these emotions as being negative, they're actually normal human emotion. The brain is designed to think of scary what if scenarios and to make them seem very true and very devastating. That's a survival tactic from your brain. The thing is, your survival as a human being is very rarely at risk. For example, if you have a failed launch for a new online course, you'll survive. It might mean more challenges, but guess what? You can survive those too. That part of your brain that comes up with all those scary what if scenarios and pushes self doubt into your thoughts, it doesn't actually have the ability to discern when your survival is at risk. That's often a manual process that humans have to think through. When it comes to all of those so-called negative emotions, understand that they are totally normal emotions. See them as stop signs rather than brick walls and choose to navigate through them instead of giving into them and giving up. You'll learn much more about how to keep your head in the game from just that one shift alone. Along those same lines, managing your beliefs and stories around yourself and your business is fundamental to keeping your head in the game. Your beliefs and stories guide your time management decisions on a macro level, so they're incredibly important. On a neuroscientific level, the human brain wants to operate as efficiently as possible. Your brain uses your beliefs, which are actually just thoughts that you have thought over and over until they become encoded in neural pathways. Your brain uses those beliefs as filters for incoming information. In a way, your beliefs are kind of like a decision-making shortcut. In a decision-making process, if an option doesn't align with your relevant beliefs that you currently hold, your brain is going to suggest that you reject that option. For example, let's say that you think networking could be helpful for your business, but you have a belief that you're bad at networking. If someone invites you to a networking event and you buy into your current belief that you're bad at networking, what's likely to happen? Very likely, you'll decline the invitation. Somewhat likely, you'll accept the invitation, but feel uncomfortable at the event, leave early, or only talk to people you know. If you choose to buy into that belief that I'm bad at networking, it's much less likely that you'll go to the event, meet some people, and develop your networking skills a little bit. Each time you choose to buy into the stories and beliefs you have about yourself and your business, you're reinforcing those existing neural pathways in your brain. And that means that you're doubling down on those beliefs, whether they serve you or not. So, how do you change that? The best way is to start to question those beliefs and to also start working toward new beliefs that will help you get where you want to go. Now, naturally, you won't go from I'm bad at networking to I'm an amazing networker overnight. Instead, try practicing a bridge thought. Here are a few examples. I'm open to networking. It's possible for me to learn how to network. I'm working on my networking skills. I'm curious to try some different networking approaches. I don't have to be an amazing networker. I just have to show up. If you notice beliefs or stories that seem to be barring you from making progress or growing as a business owner, challenge them. Use bridge thoughts to start changing them. My next strategy for how to keep your head in the game as a small business owner plays perfectly off of beliefs and stories. It's called lower the stakes. Like I said earlier, your brain is amazing at making up those scary what if stories and making them seem like they'll be really devastating. For example, let's say that you have a consultation coming up with a potential client and things have been slow in your business lately. Because you haven't made a sale in however many days, you might find yourself thinking something like, I need to make this sale. You might notice your brain offering up all kinds of frightening scenarios if you don't make that sale. It might conjure up visions of not being able to pay your vendors, feeling like a failure, deciding that you're not good at selling, feeling embarrassed or disappointed, or having to close your business down altogether. When you think of it that way, there are some pretty heavy stakes riding on that one consult call. So let's get curious here. What happens when you think, I need to make this sale? You might show up with a graspy or a desperate attitude. Maybe you're more pushy than you would normally be in terms of trying to get a yes out of that potential client. Maybe you're so nervous on the call because of all the pressure you're putting on this one call to convert to a sale that you're struggling to connect person to person with that potential client. So, where does that get you? It probably doesn't get you closer to making that sale. So, how can you get over that kind of catastrophic thinking? A first great step is to lower the stakes. Answer these questions. What will actually happen if I don't get the outcome I want? And how could I respond to that in a productive way that serves me? And if the worst case scenario did play out, how would I take care of myself and my loved ones to make sure that we would be okay in the end? I say this all the time, but going through this exercise is like pulling up the covers and showing your brain that there's no monster under the bed. Your brain wants you to believe that your very survival is at stake. But here's the thing, 99.9% of the time, it isn't. And pretending that it is will get you nowhere fast. My final strategy for keeping your head in the game is to consciously decide what failure means about you. Let me explain what I mean. When a human fails, oftentimes the brain's default reaction is to make that failure mean something negative about the human. Things like, I'm not good enough. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have even tried in the first place. I'm a total failure at whatever the task was. This is essentially a survival response from your brain. Again, your brain's trying to keep you safe in a scenario where you don't really need protecting. If people laugh or make fun of you for failing, that speaks to their character, not yours. Failure is a normal part of life and business, just like success is. If you decide to make failure mean one of the unhelpful thoughts above, you're setting yourself back. What if you could make failure mean something that helped you move forward and try again or move on to the next opportunity? Things like, it's okay that I failed because you know what? Failure is part of the process. I gave it a try and now I have data to work with. I'm grateful for what I learned from that experience. That failure gave me knowledge and skills that I will put to good use next. At the end of the day, failure doesn't have to mean anything negative about you as a person unless you allow it to. Managing your mindset is crucial to long term success as a small business owner or solopreneur. Today, I shared 5 strategies to help you keep your head in the game, no matter what comes up in your business or your life. Here's a quick recap. Number one, keep it all in perspective. Number two, navigate negative emotions effectively. Number three, question the beliefs and stories you have about yourself and your business. Number four, lower the stakes. And number five, decide what you make failure mean about you. As a time management and productivity coach, one of the most important parts of my job is to help my clients keep their head in the game. If you think you might like some help with that, head on over to my website and schedule a free call with me. Let's talk about what's going on and how I might be able to help. I'm Amy Shield, time management and productivity coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye bye.